How's it going? All right, we're gonna try something really fun today. Um, there are some amazing things happening in our nation's capital. We've got a real interesting thing going on in the presidency, and there's a war. There's a war going on, whether you know it or not. Some people are just kind of collateral damage in this war, where there's a war of words and a war of truth going on social media, on whatever we look at when we look inside our phone, inside our device, whatever we're using to get our news and get our information and form our opinions. There's a war for that space, and there's a war for, you know, inflicting the views that we get exposed to and how we think. And what I'd like to do in this is going to be a series because there's something I want to accomplish here. The series is going to be called The DeTrolling of David Kude. And the reason it's called The DeTrolling of David Kude is there's a guy, and he's on a message board. The message board is called dimeforscale.com. I am banned from using this message board because there's a million reasons why, but I'm banned. I'm not allowed to use it. Nobody else I know of is actually banned. I'm the only person I think that's ever been banned from this. This guy's not banned. This is David Kude. He's digital blackface. He's been several different usernames on the site for the last 10 years plus that have been using this site, this forum. And what he's taken on a persona since 2016. He always had a troll persona, right? But he's taken on the persona of defending Trump and defending Republicans because the majority of people on the site are liberal or on the right or on the left. Probably, I think that of course, there's a ton of criticism to go around just because of what's going on. So people are upset that he does this because he's a member of the community and has been around here forever. He's even done YouTube videos himself of like looking at other users' posts. They were kind of fun. He's a really smart guy. I know him. I've paid him money to do stuff like a long time ago. But not that kind of stuff, but web stuff. Back before audio players were normal, I had no idea what an audio player. I didn't know it was software. He charged me $100 to give me the code to put an audio player on my old The Braver Man Can website. I know David Kude for a long time, which is why I know his real name. And I'm not afraid to expose him because I know that he's a 300-pound sack of junk in Reno, Nevada, and his bathroom smells, and it's disgusting. And he hates his life. I understand. I've been there. We've all been there. And what he does is he gets joy out of getting a reaction by taking these weird stances, which are then backed up by legitimate criminals in the executive branch. Trump, President Treason, is going to jail for obstruction of justice, money laundering, conspiracy against the United States, treason. I can't think of any more, but there are tons. And he's going to jail because it's all like recorded. Like that's what he does. People launder money through the Trump name, and they've been doing it for a long time. So defending that is defending the mafia and defending the Russian mafia, defending Putin and defending people who want to get rid of things like the Magnitsky Act, which is our way of financially censoring human rights abusers in different countries. We have a list of 20 of them from Russia that Putin uses to hide his money all over the world. Guess what? This is 2017, almost 18. Of course, everything's digital and there are records of everything. You think Deutsche Bank doesn't have a general ledger? Yeah, okay, this is what happened. We've got a Russian asset in a White House. We're going to get rid of them eventually with impeachment, with 25th Amendment, with McDonald's, whatever it's going to be, something's going to happen eventually. In the meantime, we have to deal with the social media and we have to deal with people like this. So what do? First of all, you identify who they are. No physical threats, nothing like that. Just exposure for who you are. This is David Kude. He lives in Reno, Nevada. He has a job. I think he does like telemarketing or does some type of sales. And he argues this and he has fun doing this. Well, the effects of doing this now, when you have the executive branch putting pressure on the FBI and trying to destroy any adversary to putting these people in prison, supporting that even in jest, which Mr. Kude is doing from Reno, is dangerous. So, David Kude, before I'm done with this series, you will admit that Trump is a treasonous criminal. Trump has loans with Russia. He always said it never had anything to do with Russia. He has loans with Russia, at least 300 million. I believe it's $1 billion. That's my Ken Braverman putting my stamp on that. I think it's at least $1 billion with Putin's buddies and oligarchs and whatever. And Putin wants him to get rid of the Magnitsky Act and wants to reduce Russian sanctions on people. And that's what the deal is. And the only reason Trump hasn't done it yet is because we passed legislation to specifically not allow him to do it unilaterally. So let's get down to discussing how to deal with people that fight for these people. So he's talking about the tax bill. Yeah, like first of all, the tax bill is going to be awful. I'll do more videos on the tax bill. It's leading to more disparity of income, so it's stupid. It doesn't help the economy. It's just going to lead to more crashes. We'll explain that all later. Let's see. How's the left going to spin this? It's not just the left, it's reason. Forget about left and right. Just go with reason or not. America versus Russia. You can just, Putin and Trump are like, Putin's using Trump. Like they are the same kind of entity. So it's America versus Russia. It's not right versus left. Fifth and third. Okay, bonuses for banks, whatever. All right, so you just ignore this libtard stuff. It's only when the troll gets into your psyche that you have to respond and really address something. I don't know. Don't care. Wells Fargo just amount of rate. It's weird. Like the banks assumed that we could be any more outraged than we already are. Like there's no reason to do anything. Like they don't need any good PR. We already know they're horrible. They just keep our money. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start talking about Bitcoin too. There's gonna be a whole nother series about Bitcoin I'm gonna do because I've purchased a Bitcoin and I have a whole lot to say about Bitcoin. And I think go invest. I think people are going nowhere. Invest in Bitcoin. I think it'll be $100,000 of Bitcoin in 5 years. Quote me on that. 2022. Yeah, on New Year's Day 2023, it'll be $100,000 of Bitcoin. You can hold me to that. Or the equivalent of whatever it's like then. All right. So what do you do with a troll? Well, you will, David Kude, you will admit that Trump is a treasonous criminal. And you admit that you were joking all along because you will not want to be associated with treason. You'll just switch. All right. So bonuses. Do we care about bonuses? Let's talk about this. Just you have to change the subject to what really matters to with the troll. Are you really stupid? Does worshiping Karl Marx make your brain rot? So trying to make things about, keywords that should affect people, just respond with, why are you okay with redistributing all the money to 1/10 of 1% of the people? Forget about what these companies are doing as PR stunts. That's what the tax bill is doing. Oh yeah. So as a fat slob living in Reno who eats Cheetos all day and plays video games and posts on message board to get a rise out of people who are here to discuss the true travesties that are happening in our government, are you going to benefit or not from the new tax bill? Now, I believe they doubled the standard deduction. So when you are a fat piece of shit in Reno and you have a terrible job and you don't make much money, you use a standard deduction because you're a renter. If you're out of your mom's basement, we've all been there. If you're actually renting, you're just paying rent. You're not taking any housing deduction. You're not using a Schedule A. You're not itemizing deductions. So the standard deduction doubling actually really does help you as a fat schlub. I don't know if they've changed the rates at all, and I don't know if there's any other like the state and local tax deduct. No, you don't even use that because you're going to be standard deduct. I think it might help somebody like you. So maybe you should applaud that, even though it's going to overall have negative impacts on the economy. Maybe in your little world you saved like an extra 1,000 in tax, although who knows if you even pay taxes. But there's a child tax credit that's increased, so don't have kids, please. Don't implement that. Now, he will respond to this. David Kude will respond to this because he can't not, because he has no life. So we will discuss the whole politics forum wherever they put this video, because the funny thing is they try to block me from everything on this site, but if they're going to block me from the politics forum, then they're going to have to make the politics forum private. So in that sense, it'll be a victory because that kind of troll, if he's going to spread that now, when we're really all need to take a breath and be like, are we going to allow a Russian asset to mess with the FBI and all the institutions we hold dear and start firing away at people? Are we going to allow that, or are we going to stand up? Even fat pieces of shit in Reno, Nevada are going to realize that if their name is attached to their comments, that they're committing treason. We're not messing around anymore. And America knows it because you think that Trump's probably going to fire some people because he's going to jail. And I don't know how these meetings went, and I don't know how he's going to accept that because it's a fact. He's committed a lot of crimes, a lot of felonies. By Trump not implementing the Russia sanctions that he has signed and that Congress has passed, he missed the deadline, I believe, and has not implemented them. That act is an act of treason because you need to give a reason why you haven't done that. Congress passed it, you signed it. Why are you not implementing the sanctions? Because Putin told you not to. There's no defending that. And as soon as we all understand that that's going on, the better it will be, and we'll get through this time of weird instability where our executive branch was an attack from a foreign nation, and we will remedy the situation through our legal means. He hasn't packed all the courts yet with his lackeys, and we won't let him, because this is America. And people like David Kude will even admit it.